Waking up. It's the action that every single human being since the dawn of time has done every single day. So if you take your age, multiply it by 365, you get how many times you've done it. Personally, I've done it around 6,230-ish times. And the ish part is because, well, my mother would argue less because of how hard it is to wake me up. And I mean, she's tried everything. She's tried throwing cats on me. She's tried dumping ice on me. She's tried throwing me off the bed. None of it's worked. So of course, I told her, hey Mom, could you try something, a bit more humane? Like waking me up to the intense aroma of coffee, or opening up the window. Because you see, windows are really great tools at waking people up. And so today, I'm going to be pulling the curtain on a very powerful window that will serve to us as a very powerful tool. And just like any window pane, it's divided into 4 sections. And in each section holds a powerful lesson that if you internalize and become conscious of, revolutionizes not only waking up, but how you go about your life. I like to call it the wake up window. Moving on to the first window pane. Who? Who are you in this very life? This very tragic life. This very life that stabs you in the back. The life that kicks you when you're down after placing you there in the first place. And that cuts off the internet right as you have to send that important WhatsApp message. Because you see, self-awareness, knowing who you are, it serves a greater purpose than just a key word for hippies. It's the center stone of everything you do in life. It's amazing that we don't study this more in school, because studies such as the one done by the American Management Association, where they got 72 top executives of companies in the US, and they studied the effect of self-awareness on leadership. And they found that self-awareness not only should be a key trait in choosing leaders, but provides higher financial gain. So to say this in other terms, if Superman wasn't aware of who he was, would he be super? No. You would cut off the super, he would be just a man, Wonder Woman would be just a woman, and Spider-Man would be just a kid. So the conclusion we reach is that you have to be aware of a certain trait or personality to be able to apply it to your life. And what I find interesting is how much we share in common with a rubber band ball. Well, you see, we all have our center stone, and throughout our interactions in life, we wrap around it our different bands. So everyone here has a different color, a different texture, and we all bounce off of walls differently. But the one thing they all hold in common is they have a core. Something that holds it all together. Something that you can reference to whenever you're having a difficult situation. Because without a core, you're just a mess of rubber bands in your hand. And we've all felt that feeling before, that the smallest issue you just don't know where to start, and you fall apart. That's what you are without a core. So know what you stand up for. Whether it be honesty, integrity, or pleasure, identify it. Well, now we know who we are. That tells us what we want. Now, I don't mean want as wanting a material, like wanting to see a new movie or wanting a certain toy. But you see, the second window pane, the want pane, it discusses wanting to reach a place, a goal, reaching a goal. Now, the realistic advice for a goal, the one we've all heard, is set yourself some goals. And the reason why we don't follow it, and no offense to the CE teachers here, but it has nothing to do with how lazy we are, but rather a fear of failure. That we'll once put in the effort to reach this benchmark we've set for ourselves, this goal, but then we'll fall short. We'll fail ourselves. And it's true. We'll all eventually fail, occasionally. But as US author Marianne Williamson once said, our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's not that we can't set that benchmark. We fear that we will set a benchmark so high that we won't be able to reach it. And there's a way to get past that. And a great example of that is Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla Motors. When he was 14, he encountered an existential crisis. And he solved it by setting himself a goal. It was a far-off goal, saving humanity. But you see, he knew the benchmark was too high, so what he did was he cut it down into smaller goals. Going to college, getting a certain job, and then he was able to turn that goal into a reality. So the moral of the story of the second window is set a goal, stick to it. So now we know who you are and what you want. But how do you get what you want? Well, that's the purpose of the third window, working towards what you want. Now you see, you can reassure yourself all you want with the want pain, but until you actually start working towards that goal, it means nothing. And the coolest thing is even the laziest person here crosses that line between wanting and doing every morning. Because we all wake up, right? We take a shower, we eat, etc. Now, notice, we follow an informal routine. But why do we do that? Why not change up a little bit? Why not go out without clothing for a month? Not take a shower for a year? Who needs to eat anyways? Well, I know those sound like silly questions, but they do raise an interesting point. How does this happen? Well, you see, it starts off with a mental checklist, in this case 3. And there are 3 goals. Well, 1, not be naked. 2, not be hungry. And 3, not smell horribly. Then we set out to complete these goals daily until it becomes a routine. Now, routines and schedules are similar, but schedules are better in the sense that they're more specific and they're within your leisure to control. And I know that the word schedule makes you guys shudder, but they've been demonized by schools and jobs. Because you see, a schedule shouldn't be a jail. No, a schedule, you see, the beautiful thing is that it's the sum of your productivity and your creativity coming together. It should be a reflection of who you are as a personality. You want to work 45-minute blocks, take 10-minute breaks, work 25-minute blocks, and take 5-minute breaks. The thing is, who's to say what's wrong? So the moral of the third window, set yourself a schedule and stick to it. Now that's all great and good, those 3 other window panes, but they leave one essential question. Well, we know who we are, we know what we want, we know how to get it. But the issue is, why would I do any of this? Because why on earth would I wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning to go to my math higher level classes and, when that's over, go through 6 more lessons of pure mental torture? If the struggle of IB students doesn't prove how bloody determined humans can be, I don't know what does. But we come with a fatal flaw. We've lost why. The passion behind why we do things. It's gone in our life nowadays. And what I mean by that is, when you wake up, your eyes flutter open, and you tell yourself, I'm going to sleep another 5 minutes. But we don't all fall for that, or I'm assuming we don't all fall for that, or else we would all be late to our schools and jobs 30 minutes each day. But we're not. So why is that? Why don't we just sleep all day? It's comforting. Well, the reason is we tell ourselves that we need to do things. We have to go to school. And sure, doing that, using those phrases, makes you do a necessity. You turn your responsibility into a necessity. Okay, but it comes with a fatal flaw, and it should be avoided like traffic on Sharat Tisayin, because the thing is, those phrases, they make you fundamentally weak. You surrender the control of your life to uncontrollable powers the more often you use those phrases. And there's a simple exercise everyone here can do to see if you're following the right path. You close your eyes, and you imagine that you're at your funeral. Your best friend is going to give a talk about you. how would they answer this question? Did he live, or she, live her own life, her own passion, her own dreams? And think very carefully. Because if your answer to this question is no, then you've snuffed out the light in your hallway of your journey. Because living life with your own passion, it revolutionizes everything. You'll see nothing the same ever again, and everything that you used to do will shine. Once you see it with the correct light, through the correct perspective. And it's not even that difficult. You see, remember back in the Who pane, we said that human character can be just described as a rubber band ball. And it has a core. Now, passion, it's one of those rubber bands we wrap around that core. All right? And so that means, well, not all rubber bands will fit on all cores. Not all passions will fit on all people. Yet we snatched away the rubber bands that could have fit so well on these cores. In other words, well, it's like having a chest. You've hid it away in your basement all day. People come and ask you, oh, what's in this chest? You say, oh, it's trash. But you don't know that inside this chest is more gold and jewels you'll ever see. Because living your life with a passion lives a full life. And that's something we all need to strive to achieve. So, don't have to do things. Don't need to do things. Want them. The wake-up window. These are 4 lessons I was able to pull out of one of the most easiest and most repetitive actions of human life. So imagine what you could pull out of the world's dark and deep avenues. Because you see, we're all given one ticket. There's unlimited rides, but the important thing is you don't let anyone convince you to ride a ride you don't want to. Choose your own, and you only get one, so enjoy it the whole way. As for me, well, I'm going to go sleep on it. Thank you.